as a democratic society. Filipinos have the right to information based on the foundation of our democratic processes enshrined in the Philippine Constitution. Under Article 3, Section 7 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, it emphasizes the right of the Filipino people to information on matters of public concern. Thus, the Philippine Information Agency is built on the principles of development communication, reaching out to the grassroots and explaining the policies and programs of the government as a gateway of information for all Filipinos. Created by virtue of EO 100, the Philippine Information Agency was established on December 24, 1986 under former President Corazon C. Aquino. As the enablers of the development of the nation, the PIA continuously serves Filipinos with accurate, timely, and relevant information.
I,
Corazon Cojuangco Aquino,
Ako si Fidel Valdez Ramos.
Ako si Joseph Ejercito Estrada.
Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Si Benigno Aquino III.
Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Do solemnly swear.
Ako, si Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. ay taimtim na nanunumpa. Natutuparin ko na buong katapatan at sigasig ang aking mga tungkulin bilang Pangulo ng Pilipinas.
In almost 4 decades, the PIA has evolved and strengthened its mandate, committed to provide access to information in order to enhance the people's capabilities in decision-making and promote participation in nation-building. Today, the agency continuously strengthened the government's communication capacity towards transforming Filipinos to be thought leaders for the nation. With 16 regional offices and 78 provincial information centers across the country, the PIA is the largest communications network in the Philippines. The PIA engages with the public, making the government seen, heard, and felt. Now, under the leadership of Director General Jose A. Torres Jr., and the guidance of Presidential Communications Secretary Cheloy E. Velicaria Garafil, PIA aims to make Filipinos understand the different policies and programs of the national government while utilizing a whole-of-government approach.
Our unwavering commitment to progress, backed by the collective efforts of our dedicated officials, will undeniably yield tangible benefits for the region and its people. I assure you that we at the Philippine Information Agency stand committed to our role in disseminating relevant and timely information about programs and services. We will continue to ensure the successes and impact of these initiatives reach every corner of the country.
Focusing on development communication and providing communities the access to information, making government policies and programs real, authentic, meaningful, and sustainable in the hearts and minds of every Filipino. Paving the way in communicating the delivery of public policy, PIA continues its legacy by becoming strong advocates of participatory governance, providing factual information dissemination, promoting effective communication for change, boosting social marketing and mobilization, usage of innovative media advocacy, promoting active community participation, and embarking the digital era of media. As the PIA looks forward to a bright and united Philippines under President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., we continue to inform, inspire, and innovate. Because we are the Philippine Information Agency, enablers of Philippine development.
So to start our press controlling, we'd like to get the opening statement. We'll start with RD Pensoy.
Good morning, everyone, and allow me to, or spare me, speak also in Bisaya most of the time, and a bit of that English. Kay maulaw ko sa kong classmate sa law school, si Rudolph. And thank you very much for inviting sa inyong mga panahon nga gihatag, and to the PIA. I thank the agency for this accommodation sa inyong gihatag nga oportunidad nga mapahatag na mong programa karong mabutay nga May 1, which is the 122nd Labor Day celebration of Dolly. This is a simultaneous activity with other regions, and it's a big event also for the Department of Labor and Employment, considering that all the operations are focused by our department to cater the decent and job opportunities not only in our region but in all our nation's approach. With the team sa Bagong Pilipinas, Magagawang Pilipino, kabalikat at kasama sa pag-asenso.
Okay, Dr. AC Joy.
Hello, good morning everyone. I'm Dr. AC Joy Laracochea. I'm from SPMC. I'm a medical officer in SPMC Department of Family Medicine. So I'm here to talk about heat stroke awareness and prevention. I would like to thank the Philippine Information Agency for this opportunity, and I hope that through this initiative we would be able to educate the public about recognizing the science of heat stroke and how to prevent it.
And from DSWD, Ma'am Chanin Palian.
Maayong buntag. I would like to thank PIA for inviting us. Karon ang panahon na pwede na mo i-explain sa inyo ang Solo Parents Act, Expanded Solo Parents Act, as well as aduna tay bagong program, ang Project Solo, that is strengthening opportunities for our lone parents. So amo i-discuss unya kung unsa ang amo ang program about solo parents. Thank you.
Good morning again, everyone. Thank you, PIA, for inviting us again here. We take this opportunity to have some clarification regarding the implementation of ECT, as well po as to give updates and accomplishment of our program, the so-called emergency cash transfer. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Charlene Concavierta, the solo parent focal from DSWD Region 11. So this time, I will be discussing the RA 11861, or the Expanded Solo Parent Welfare Act na salient points ni Aileen. So thank you.
Okay. Before we go to sa Labor Day Jobs Fair event, we like to ask Dr. Lara Cochea, kasi since the past few weeks or months, init talaga yung ating high heat index. Kamusta na sa inyong sa SPMC ba marami na mga cases ng heat stroke or stroke na because of tang init?
Actually, sir, as per our SPMC medical records, for this year, we still haven't had any cases of heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
Because may, like, for example, yung yung athletic, yung may sports event dito, yung regional, Davao. Ano yung advice niyo po, lalo na sa mga bata and also yung mga those working outside, para ma-mitigate ang effects ng heat and hindi siya that will lead into heat exhaustion or heat stroke?
One thing about heat stroke and heat exhaustion is that it can affect anybody. It can affect even the healthy individuals. So the most important thing about heat stroke prevention is, I think, staying hydrated. If you work outdoors, you have to take frequent breaks. Avoid going outside between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But if you have to go outside, then use light-colored, loose clothing, and always stay hydrated.
How many liters of water are we going to take? Pwede ba mga beer hydration?
We do not recommend alcoholic beverages po.
So, how many liters of water? Ano
Gener-
mga liquid ang pwedeng inumin?
Generally, we recommend 2 to 3 liters of water. Pero because of the high heat index, syempre, pinagpapawisan tayo, you drink as tolerated. If you feel thirsty, then you drink. You replace what you lose. Because sweating it's like a cooling mechanism of the body to dissipate heat. So, talagang magpapawis ka, replace mo lang din by drinking water.
Transition at I would like to ask in relation to that RD, no, because karamihan nating mga workers are exposed to the heat. Meron ba tayong may rights ba ang worker na uy mainit, magkuan ako, can they refuse or yung mga ganun na trabaho na they can take a break? Meron ba silang right na mag take a break because of the high heat?
Thank you, Rudolph. That is a good question, but the principles would always apply. If you don't work, you don't have a payment, so no work, no pay. But as to the arrangement, the Department of Labor give this work from home arrangement or work from home engagement so that we can also address and decongest particularly places of which that's so exposed with yung masyadong init or masyadong mainit. So the arrangement is for the employer is highly encouraged. We are not giving the mandate or obligation, but we are only encourage every employer to facilitate and to address this kind of phenomenon. Masyadong mataas ngayon ang heat index sa Davao din, so that people who are working could also be ventilated as well as could also address the health conditions of workers. Not only that, we are also monitoring the labor standard, we also monitoring the occupational safety and health of each establishment, particularly the labor force engaged in particular workforce.
Diba yan yung kuan yung sweatshops, yung ventilation, walang, do we have recorded na meron mga ganyan na
Thank you for that. Most of our inspectors, not only that they are monitoring the minimum wage or yung gitawag natong mga overtime pays, we also have to monitor the health conditions of the work environment. So, kasali na yun, yung ventilations, mayroon bang pahingaan, and even to our lactating mothers and also to those who are also in practicing the religion, mayroong particular place of which that they have to. And in very sensitive also that the women also their particular sectors, particular CR, and part of that engagement is also to monitor the health monitoring system and the health conditions of our work environment. And karon nga naman tayo El Nino, we give priority to that. Na our workers, as they have to give their work, we also have to give them decent employment.
Okay. Then transition tayo sa what will happen karong May 1. This is the 122nd Labor Day celebration.
Again, thank you very much for that question. As I have mentioned, we have this big event. One of the highlighted activities of Dolly is this Labor Day in May 1, the 122nd Labor Day celebration of Dolly. And actually, we already celebrated this, a 1-week celebrations. For this, sa bagong Pilipinas, magagawang Pilipino kabalikat at kasama sa pag-asenso. Yun ang motto na, yun ang tema namin. So, we have 3 job fair sites this May 1. And the sites are the Davao City, Tagum City, Digo City, and we will be honest to tell you and also thankful for the willingness of the SMCT Davao or the SMCT Davao here in our Ikulan in Davao City to host our 122nd Labor Day celebration job fair. We also have a job fair in Davao del Sur, the Gaisano Grand Mall in Digo City, and also in Davao del Norte Field Office in Tagum City, the Gaisano Mall of Tagum. And for that, we are inviting applicants, considering that we have these 7,524 job vacancies registered for filling of any positions. And the employers participating, as of now, we have 105 employers, 97 local and 8 overseas.
Kung saan sa mga trabaho na ginapangita sa this current jobs fair?
Most of the, or I would say the top 10 job vacancies in local or for the local employment, customer service representative, sales representative, sales associate clerk, technical support, cashier, merchandiser, accounting staff, promodizer, kitchen staff, sales specialist, and helper. For the job vacancies, the top 5 for overseas: cleaners, factory workers, nurses, sales, and shelving workers and merchandisers.
Are di asang countries ni siya kani overseas vacancies?
Actually, I would have to give the one talking about this is Department of Migrant Workers. But so far, most of those nations are in the Europe, particularly in the UK. But it would be better and best that the information would be given by our partner agency. Mayroon na tayo yung Department of Migrant Workers. So maybe perhaps they could also facilitate, give good informations as to those countries who are looking for Filipinos who would fill in the job of those vacant positions. For me, yung nakita kong sa site namin, yung sa UK for yung mga nurses. But more information will be given from the Department of Migrant Workers.
Okay, before I go to DSWD, I would like to ask Dr. Lara Cotse, bakit wala pa kayong heat exhaustion cases? Yung mga tao ba dito, they're indoors, they're taking precautions?
I can only assume, sir, pero I think baka well-informed din sila because we are announcing the heat index, we have weather forecasts, and I think they know what to do somehow, which is a good sign. Oo. Also, baka naman kasi yung mga symptoms nila, kung meron man, heat exhaustion pa lang, tapos naaagapan na at home.
Ano yung symptoms usually niyan? Yung ba mahihilo?
Oo. Heat stroke and the heat exhaustion, magkaiba po yan sila. The heat exhaustion is the milder form. But when you say heat stroke, it's the severe form. That's the emergency. Pag heat exhaustion, usually the symptoms are nausea and vomiting. So yung nahihilo ka, nasusuka ka, minsan sumasakit ulo mo, pinagpapawisan. Difference niya sa heat stroke, pag heat stroke, hindi ka na pinagpapawisan, tapos sobrang taas ng temperature mo, 40 degrees Celsius or above. You have CNS disturbances, that means central nervous system disturbances like delirium, seizure, pwede rin mag-pass out yung isang tao. So, mas emergency talaga yung heat stroke sa heat exhaustion. Tingin ko po baka naman heat exhaustion pa lang, naagapan na ng mga tao, then hindi na lang dinadala.
Saka yung mga may hypertension, di ba? Delikado din kasi...
Yes po. Mas delikado sila. Delikado, at risk ang bata, infants, elderly, and those with medical conditions such as hypertension, those with heart diseases and renal diseases kasi mas less adaptable yung body nila sa elevated temperature.
Okay, thank you, Doc. We'd like to go to the DSWD. You said, Ma'am Chanin and Ma'am Charlene, yung bagong solo parent act and program.
Yes po. For this year, ado na tayo ginatawag na Project Solo or Strengthening Opportunities for Lone Parents. So, kung atong tanawon, katong bag-o na atong balaod na Expanded Solo Parents Act or RA 11861, mostly nag-focus siya sa economic side, economic na kuan sa ato ang mga solo parents. So, kani siya na program, nag-complement siya sa ato ang Expanded Solo Parents Act, but focuses more on emotional support, psychosocial services, alternative care arrangement for the children, and countering stigma and discrimination. So, ang atong kuan gyud diri goal gyud is for the best interest of the children, Kung atong tanawon, mostly manggod sa pag magsulti ta og solo, focus kay ta sa solo parent. But kung atong tan-awon, dapat dito ta magtutok pod, at the same time magtutok ta sa best interest of the child or the children. So ang goal gyud ani is for the solo parents to enjoy, solo parent families ma-enjoy nila ang matatag, maginhawa, and panatag na buhay, This is also anchored sa ato ang Philippine Development Plan. Dili lang pod ang ato ang program is not only focused sa family sa solo parents, gimobilize nato a community to help also ang ato mga solo parents and their children, and makuan nato ang stigma and discrimination. And also support from the CSOs, LGU, and other na mga tao na makahelp sa atong solo parents in providing care for their children. So for this year, tulo lang sa Philippines ang nag-implement, no? Pilot pa lang siya. First is the Region 1, and ang ikaduha na ano sa Visayas is Lapu-Lapu City, and diri sa Mindanao is only Panabo City. So for this year, we will have 30 beneficiaries, no? Mag-conduct different sessions for the solo parents, the children, and the community, as well as ang main implementor nato ang local government of Panabo.
How are the beneficiaries identified, ma'am?
They were identified based on the katong list sa mga solo parents na sa database, as well as katong how ang LGU nag-implement sa programs po nila sa solo parents. Adunay mga best practices ang Panabo no nakita sa department. That's why na identify po sila.
Okay, Ma'am Charlene, anong mangyayari ngayong Solo Parents Week?
Okay, the Solo Parents Week actually last April 15 to April 21, 2024. So that's the Solo Parent Week celebration. And then the Solo Parent Day is last April 20, 2024, last Saturday. So every third week sa April and every third Saturday sa April yun ang celebration nato sa Solo Parent Week. And then sa DSWD, we postponed the celebration since last week is nag-celebrate magud mi sa mga founding anniversary. That's why this week pa ang amo ang celebration. So ang amo ang initiative is to create a solo parents support group sa employees namo sa DSWD na mga solo parents nato, and at the same time to orient them what is the benefits and their ma-avail nila sa balaod according sa balaod. So mo to siya ang amo ang initiative this year. And then the other po na mga LGUs, they also celebrating po the Solo Parents Week last week. And then yun din ang ilahang ginawa is to create the Solo Parent support group, especially the federation, gi-federate po nila ilahang mga solo parent. And katupod siya, napod siya yung mga series po na mga activities po na ilahang gibuhat.
So ngayon yung Solo Parent Week na postpone ninyo?
Yes po. This week pa ang celebration. Sa DSWD.
So iuna yung 70th, no?
Yes po, 73rd.
73rd
anniversary. Opo.
Okay, Sir Chris, yung last week you guested on right now, ano yung update sa ECT?
Updates, I said last week that we will have a payout in Davao de Oro. So it started today. For today we have Moncayo, Mako, and in Davao Oriental, the GovGen. In total, we are having a target for this week, 31,000 beneficiaries for ECT. And to clarify, every municipality ay hindi po magkapareha ang assistance na binibigay. It depends po on the validation of the LGU. If it is severely affected po, we will give 9,960 pesos. And for the not so severely affected families, we only give 4,880 pesos po. 4,980 pesos.
Okay, thank you.
The same with the Davao de Oro, we only gave 4,980 pesos for the affected families.
After Davao de Oro, ano yung next schedule na?
Davao de Oro will continue in the District 2 of Davao Oriental, which is the Mati, Pantukan, Banay-Banay.
I remember by batch man siya, no?
Yes po, by batch po ang...
Sa Davao Oriental, the next is batch 2 na siya, batch?
Yes, this is by tranches. First tranche po is the District 1 of Davao Oriental. So we're almost finished in the Davao Oriental District 1. So we will continue by May the District 2 of Davao Oriental.
Thank you. Before I give the floor to questions of the media, RD Pensoy, kamusta na yung, compared sa last year, this is mas marami ang job vacancies ngayon. And how was the last Labor Day Jobs Fair in 2023? Ilan po yung percentage na na-employ out of sa mga nag-apply?
I render my apology, but it should have been given, no? But actually, the data has not been reflected for me ba. But I would say, when we have these hire on the spots, mas marami ang job vacancy of that time na kunti yung mga hire on the spots. Because we give also privileges and prerogative to the management how they would conduct an interview and also address the kind of particular of persons that would fit into their particular job. So I would just have to render my apology. I will give you the data after this. But I would say yung Labor Day natin when we have this last 2023 still in SM and some parts of our regions. Laki ng job vacancy but kunti na lang yung nag-hire in these parts. And the reason for that, we give preference and prerogative to the management how they would hire their employees.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
follow up din, sir. Sir, for this year, for this upcoming Labor Day, how many job vacancies ang ma-offer and may domestic and international and companies po?
So far, the update as we have been given by our from the PSA as well as also from our data encoder in the region, we have these participating employers that would give us 7,524 vacancies. So the participating employers, local 97 and overseas 8. And for the local is 6,262 locals and 1,262 for the overseas needed workers to be filled in.
Yung mga jobs, common jobs?
The data as the PSA and also our office give us these top 5 job vacancies abroad. Cleaners, factory workers, nurses, sales, shelving workers, and merchandisers. For our top vacancies here in our locals, we have this customer service representative, sales representative, sales associate clerk, technical support, cashier, merchandiser, accounting staff, promodizer, kitchen staff, sales specialist, and helper.
Thank you, sir. Kay Ma'am Chanin, ma'am, yung sa Solo Parents Act, ano yung mga assistance or na pwedeng maibigay? Meron ba itong kakubat na kanino? Meron man ano po yun?
With regards sa Solo Parents Act, siguro si focal person na to ang magtubag sa Solo Parents Act.
Okay, so would like to answer, ma'am, no, the question, what are the benefits na ma-avail sa ato mga solo parent? So if you are the working solo parent, you have the entitled na 7 days parental leave. So kana siyang 7 days parental leave is every year lang po na siya. So, dili siya ma-add for the next year. So, every year is na 7 days na parental leave. And also, if you have kanang mga students na mga anak, no, especially college, so kana siya is naapod DepEd, SHED, and TESDA will give a scholarship programs for those na anak sa mga solo parents. But, dili siya ingon na automatic dayon na ma-scholar inyong anak. But then, mag-follow gyapon ta sa guidelines sa kato nga mga agencies. So, kato siya, mapunta siya ikaduhan, no? And also, sa social protection services po sa ato ang solo parents. And then, kato pong social safety assistance, na especially na ang mga solo parents is niagi og kaning disaster may nagi-declare sa NDRRMC, sila is priority to have a food assistance, medical assistance, and also financial assistance for house repair from the LGU. So dili na siya gikan gyud kay DSWD. So nagyud tay counterpart ani sa LGUs. So sa PhilHealth and then the NHA, So actually for now, wala pa gyud tay kaning wala pa nato ni na-implement since ang going pa pud ang ilahang guidelines regarding ni ani, no? So sa kato siya. And also the additional benefits, the 1,000 na cash subsidy kay kabalo jud ko mao jud kabalo na trending, no? The 1,000 cash subsidy. So for the information of everybody, magdepende ta sa availability of funds sa LGU since dili siya magikan ang funds sa DSWD. And kato siya sa karon, ang ato pa lang nahibawaan na na-approve na nga budget to implement this 1,000 cash subsidy per solo parents is ang Davao City pa lang. And as of now, ongoing pa lang po ang ilahang implementing rules and regulation for this. So other LGUs din sa Davao Region is nagapaabot pa pud mi if naabay approve sa ilaha na budget for this year. But if wala, kato siya, ang LGUs is required to request sa ilahang budget officer para mabudgetan next year ang ilahang kato sa mga solo parents. Kaya magikan man gud siya sa God fund, no, sa LGU. So dili gud siya magikan sa DSWD ang ilahang fund. So mo na siya ang ato ang benefits sa ato ang solo parents. And also to add, napo day 10% discount for those na ay anak nga 6 years old and below. So as of now, wala pa pud ni siya na unsa ni nagsugod because nagawait pa pud ta sa guidelines from the DOH. So mana wala pa puy booklet na template nagipababa ang central office because nagawait pa pud ta sa DOH na guidelines. Naa na may guidelines ang BIR and DTI. So ang ginapaabot na lang nato is ang DOH. Okay. Sige, thank you.
Pwede follow up, ma'am. Since you mentioned ang Davao City lang ang so far naka-comply or nag-signify nga na ay sila ihatag para sa solo parents?
Okay, so si Davao City is nag-create man jud gud sila city ordinance for this. That's why na-aprobahan gud ang ilahang budget for this year. And then the other LGUs is ilahag yung ginainsa is wala pa gud sila budget for this. Kay dako man gud ang 1,000 per month baya ni siya, dili siya per year. So per month ni siya. So the first class and the fourth class na municipality and until fourth class, required yun sila nga 1,000 ang ilang ihatag. So ang sa fifth class pababa is, ilaha lang ihatag is depende lang po kung pila ilahang mahatag sa ilahang mga solo parents na mga applicants. So mo na siya, magdepende lang yun ta sa ilahang LGU, sa ilang availability of funds.
Tama ba ko, ma'am? Is this a law?
Yes, naanagid siya sa balaod na they are mandated to have a 1,000 nga subsidy. So dili na gyud pwede nga budili sila kay naagid siya sa balaod nga 1,000 ang subsidy nga makuha sa solo parents.
Ang question, ma'am, is unsa ka dugay nga magpaabot ang DSWD as to the compliant no sa kining law?
Okay, sige. So this year is, gihatagan pa sila consideration since bago pa manggod ni na-create ang law. So atong 2022, November pa ni siya na-implement. So November 2022, nahuman na ang budget nila atong for that 2023. And also, sa 2023 manggod, ang ilahang giingon is, dili nila ma-appeal sa 2024 na budget because ang katupamanggod nilang budget last 2023, I think, is gikan pa sa 2022 nga pandemic, mo pa'y pagkuan sa pandemic. So, mo na siya nga ningon sila nga, basig probably this 2025, and hopefully, tanan good LGUs ma-aprobahan good ang ilahang budget for the solo parents.
Last two na lang, ma'am. Do they need, ma'am, to create or to have an ordinance?
Yes, actually, yes, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, kailangan gud sila nga na ordinance para sila sa municipality and the city so that naapod sila legal basis gyud para ana. Aside sa national law nga ilahang legal basis and the DILG guidelines, naapod sila sa ilaha po na legal basis sa Yes, naana gyud sila city ordinance and waiting na lang gyud silang IRR.
Pila ba ang recorded nato nga solo parents sa region, ma'am?
Okay, sige. So, anay na no? So, sa data na ta, sorry, but wala siya sex disaggregated. So, kani siya ang sa Region 11, sa data na to sa 2023 pa lang akong mahatag, is naatay a total of 9,494. So, in Davao Oriental, we have 886 nga solo parents. Sa Davao de Oro, 1,480. And then sa Davao del Norte, 3,163. Davao del Sur, 3,752. And the Davao Occidental is 180. So sa Davao Occidental, nala siya 180 since last year manggod is ongoing pa ilahang assessment and validation sa mga solo parents. And katupod siya, naala po yung mga pipila nga mga nakahatag sa mga requirements kay dili lang manggod siya katuna lang barangay certification, birth certificate sa anak, but then nana siya sworn affidavit, nagikan na gyud sa lawyer. And also, katong unsa sila nga category nga requirements mo nang ang uban, as per their province, nga naglisod gyud ang LGUs og assist sa mga solo parents. But karon ila naging gipaningkamutan nga kato maka-provide ang ato mga solo parents og requirements. The list was consolidated namo from the region. So kato siya, last December, naghatag sila sa ilahang client serve solo parent database. So naapod may database from the central office. So kana sila is mandated yun sila quarterly mohatag. So this quarter is wala pa magud siya na consolidate ang first quarter. That's why 2023 pa lang ang ako ang nahatag karon nga data. So the data was gikan sa DSWD. Nagipasa from the LGU.
Okay, question. We'd like to ask Dr. Lara Cochea, aside from heat exhaustion, heat stroke, ano po yung mga health issues or health problems associated by the high heat that you are monitoring?
Yung spectrum po of heat-related illness includes heat cramps, yun yung nagka-cramps tayo pag sobrang init or sobrang pagod sa mataas na temperatura. Then the next is heat exhaustion, and then the most severe form is the heat stroke. So sila po usually yung nasa spectrum. Emergency po talaga yung heat stroke.
May kung ano yung mga vitamins ba na to prevent that we will take aside from the, sabi mo na hydration, mga vitamins or mga supplements na we could take para ma-mitigate yung effects?
Based on my readings po, sir, wala namang vitamins or supplements na nire-recommend for the prevention of heat stroke. Rather, it's hydration, avoidance of exposure to too much heat, wearing of loose clothing, and knowing or awareness of the signs and symptoms of heat stroke.
Yung mga Pinoy, mahilig sila mag-inom ng hot coffee in the middle of heat. At kung ba yan, advisable na hot?
As long as tolerated nila and iniinom siguro nila yung coffee sa hindi na mainit na panahon, kung nasa mall sila, pwede naman siguro.
Okay. Questions from our friends?
Kay Attorney Randolph. Attorney, naabot tayo sir? Naabot sa inyo nga concern regarding sa kining work scheduling since grabe ka init ang ato ang panahon.
Yeah. It's good that you also re-echo that question again. We address the Department of Labor, particularly the mandate of our office, as also given by our secretary, is the office give or encourage the establishment, the employer to give this work arrangement and also work engagement from home so that we can decongest, address issues of this heat or this El Nino phenomenon in our region. The mandate is not in obligatory but see to it that it can be properly addressed and encourage every establishment, employer to facilitate and address this kind of work scenario which that we are challenged with this particular situation. So, yung mga questions na, if there's any questions, we in our office, we have not received of any complaint, but the office and the department has already given prerogative as well as encouragement to all establishment to see to it that this ninyo phenomenon in our region must be properly addressed by the establishment, work arrangement, work engagement, or how they would facilitate, of which the employee also can address and at the same time deliver the mandate given by him to address on how he can be productive in his work engagement.
Ano ni sir, in both public and government and private?
if you would speak of the Department of Labor, we facilitate and also encourage the private institution. But also in our department, particularly in the public, as DOLE is one of the agencies in the government, we also have this, we also encourage our offices that, considering the exposure of this heat, the field office and also the staff would somehow make evaluations, address any issues, so that we can decongest people inside the work establishment para makitaan po natin, and then we can also address this phenomenon.
Thank you, Attorney. Balikan ako si Ma'am Sherilyn. Ma'am, balikan ta ka, Ma'am. Kanang unsa ang parameters one to be considered a solo parent?
Okay, sige. So, nice question, ma'am, no? So, dili po ta moingon og solo parent ta qualified na gyud ta nga solo parent. So, we have the category. So, naa po tay coding po ni ana, no? So, the code A1, mao ni siya ang mga solo parent na birth as a consequence of rape. And then, ang code A2, mo po ni siyang katong solo parent po na death of spouse, namatay iyang bana or iyang asawa. And also, the code A3, detention of spouse for at least 3 months. And the code A4, physical or mental incapacity of the spouse. And then code A5, the legal separation or de facto separation. So kung maingon tag legal separation, niagi gud sila og legal na process. Niagi gud sila og sa court na mag-separate na gud sila. Legal na separation, mao na siyang legal na separation. And when we talk about the de facto separation, mao pud ni siyang nagbulag nga magtiayon nga wala gyud kasabutan, wala gyud niagi og legal process. So mo na siya nga sa de facto separation siya ma-fall. Nga nagbulag lang sila verbally. Okay? And then the declaration of nullity or annulment of marriage. So lahi po to si legal separation, lahi po ni si annulment. And then the code A7 is the abandonment by the spouse. And then the code B is the katong spouse or any relative member sa OFW. So kani pong si OFW, dili lang po siya tanan OFW nga solo parent ang nabinlan is qualified na nga mag-apply og solo parent. So napo tay gina-consider ni ana. Dapat si OFW is na belong sa low or semi-skilled worker category. And then kana siya makita na ang katunga list sa POEA Memorandum Circular number 5 series of 2009. So makita dira ang katong list kung unsa lang to nga work ang low or semi-skilled worker category. And also, kailangan po si OFW is away siya sa Philippines for uninterrupted period of 12 months. And also po, ang katupong solo parent na katupong gibinlan na guardian or relative, kailangan po siya nga ma-qualify po siya sa category, meaning kailangan po solo parent po siya. Okay? So kung gibilin ang mga bata sa lola, nga naa si lolo, dili gyud ma-qualified si lola. Kasi di man siya solo parent. Okay? So next is the unmarried mother or father who keeps and rears the child or children. So meaning, katuto siyang nag-live-in, nagkaanak, nagbulag. So sa unmarried, gyud na sila ma-fall. And then, sa legal guardian, adoptive or foster parent, so dinhi siya ma-fall, no? If niagi gyud o siya na ang legal guardian ato or kung foster parent siya nga single, so diri po siya ma-fall na legal na foster parent. And also kung iyang gi-adopt po tong bata, iya pong ihatag ang proof of adoption. So kani siya. And then the code E, any relative within the 4th civil degree or consanguinity or affinity. So dinhi po tong katong dili lang siya sa mama or papa, sa lolo or sa lola, pwede po ang uncle, auntie, nga siya na gyud ang nagbantay siyang pagumangkon. And then, katupod siyang sister or brother, nga siya na po ang ni-custody sa mga igsuon. So, diri na siya na ma-fall ng category. And lastly, kani pong pregnant woman na to, so mo ni siya ang bago po sa to Expanded Solo Parent Welfare Act, no? Nga na, pati po di ay wala pa na anak, pwede na day siya mahimong solo parent. Okay, as long as wala gyud father nga ni angkon ato nga bata. So pwede gyud mo apply ang pregnant woman ni ani. Okay, that's all.
Okay, I would like to ask Sir Chris, no, yung computation nyo na, di ba parang minimum wage? Kasi nagtaas yung minimum wage ngayon, parang, di ba, by 38 or 19 pesos first tranche. Will it be kasama siya sa computation na, or mag-change pa siya?
As of the submitted po na proposal, ang na-reflect pa po is the minimum wage of 443 pesos. So, 75% of that po is 332 ang na-apply po namin sa proposal.
Parang merong nag-change, di ba?
If
Meron
nag-change po, most likely po for the following tranches, we will apply it po.
Okay. RD, kamusta ni yung ating labor force? I think there's a labor force survey, no? Nag-increase ba yung kamusta yung employment rate or an unemployment rate sa region? Tumaas ba yung ating employment rate and yung unemployment rate bumaba ba?
Thank you, Rudolph, for that question. If we compare our labor force of last year and this year, our labor force participation last year, 63.2%. That would be in the same period. The period given is January. And if we compare this in 2024, in the same period, January, we have a labor force of 60.7%. So bumaba. But if we consider the unemployment rate, dito tayo sa unemployment rate. Ang unemployment rate natin sa the same period, January 2023, 4.5%. Mataas din ang employment kasi the unemployment is 4.5, 95.5% ang employment. Now we go to the unemployment rate. With the same period, January, we have a 3.3% ang unemployment. So mataas yung ating employment rate from 4.5, ngayon 3.3. So mayroon tayong employment rate of 96.7%. Ang employment rate. But if we comparison to labor force, mababa ang labor force natin. And the factors of this, yung mga population 15 years old and over. So maraming factors din yun. Maraming, ang iba nag-aaral na, yung iba naman nag-retire. So, if comparison, mababa ang labor force participation, but mataas naman ang employment rate within 2024 data. And balikan ko rin yung tanong ni, yung pangalan mo? Si Miss Maya. I have just received the data comparing the labor force, the job fairs last year of this year. Last year, our final data, we have 1,588 registered applicants. But for us now, we have 7,522 vacancies and 4 willing to be filled in. Yung hired on the spot naman last year, from the 1,588 registered vacant position, ang na-hired on the spot is 273. Lahit, no? And that hired on the spot are from Davao City, Mati City, and Tagum City, the 3 sites of which we have this jobs fair. Now, mataas ang ating registered vacancies, 7,524. And we are expecting that of these 105 employers, they can also facilitate more employment.
To RD, i-clarify lang nako katong sa ato ang employment rate o employment rate kaganina. Sa timeline nato po, January 2023 and kato sa 2024.
Yes po.
January,
the same period
the
po,
same
23 of January and 24 January.
January
Yeah,
to
yes.
December
This,
na siya.
the data gives is from the same period of January and also the same period of January of 2024. So, yung January of 2023, mayroon tayong labor force participation of 63.2. Now, in January 2024, the same period of this month of January, mayroon tayong 60.7. Maliit ang ating participation ng labor force. But if we compare that to unemployment, mataas ang ating employment rate sa January 2024 because we have this 96.7% compared to the January of 2023, mayroon tayong 95.5% lang ng employment rate.
Thank you po, RD. To Ma'am Sherlyn po. Ma'am, clarify lang ako po since you mentioned po na tinig 1,000 po per city or municipality. With regards to their budget po, since not all municipalities or cities have the same budget. Like for instance, sa city, sometimes mas malaki po sa kanila. Is there an instance po, or like is it fixed na yun talaga na per municipality, per city, 1,000, and then follow up na lang, another na din po, yung 1,000 po per month or every 6 months or every quarterly po na marireceive ng mga solo parents?
Okay, sige. To answer your first question, ma'am, no. The first class to fourth class municipality, and kana siya is mandated gyud na 1,000 gyud ang ilahang subsidy. And also, sa katong fifth class is magdepende na lang sila if pila ang ilahang mahatag sa solo parents. And kato siya, ang sa second question nimo is katong
about sa ano
sa monthly, okay. Sa monthly is, yes, according sa balaod is monthly gyud siya. And then magdepende na lang na sa 1,000 per month per solo parent, dili siya per dependents. So basi mag-ingon ang solo parent nga na ako'y tulo kakuan, so meaning 3,000 ako madawat, dili siya inaana. So per solo parent siya. And then magdepende na lang po ng LGU if quarterly ba nila i-release or semestral. Basta ang according sa law is 1,000 siya monthly. And then, ang kani po day, dapat po day si solo parent is dili siya 4-piece beneficiary. So, the 4-piece beneficiary are excluded, no? Then, sa ato ang 1,000 na subsidy. So, ang kanilang, according sa law, is ang qualified lang ani is kato mga minimum wage earner pababa nga mga solo parents, and also mga dili recipient or dili mga receiver sa uban nga government subsidies. And also, si solo parent po is, kailangan po siya nga, kato siya nga kung senior citizen siya or kung senior citizen siya nga dawat og kanang pension, dili ma-forfeit ang iyahang social pension or any pension niyang mga ginadawat. Kay kani siyang sa solo parent na subsidy is para man siya sa mga bata. Same gihapon nganong na-excluded and nganong dili na-appeal si 4-piece kay pareha man gihapon siya benefits para man gihapon sa mga bata, especially sa education. So that's why dili na pwede mag-double compensation ang ginadawat sa solo parent na 4-piece. Pero pwede gihapon siya maging solo parent, pero dili na siya maka-avail sa 1,000, pero maka-avail pa siya sa other benefits.
Ma'am, clarification, ma'am. Katong depende sa LGU nga maghatag sila every katong quarterly ba? So mabuo naghatag, ma'am.
Yes,
okay.
Monthly good siya mandated. But kani siya, ma'am, ha, is nag-discuss lang ko, depende lang gini siya sa availability of funds sa LGU. So basi magog ang uban is nag-expect na gyud na ilang LGU is naan na. So wala pa gyud siya. Si Davao City pa lang gyud ang naa.
Sa ano, ma'am, sa 5th class na municipalities or LGUs, kaning naghatag batag price, range sa money sa from wala, ma'am, or sila
wala according siya sa balaod is wala gyud siya gi-mandate na pila, nagigon lang siya dito nga depende lang gyud sa ilang availability pila ilang mahatag.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Doc AC, Doc, kaning aside from heat stroke, heat fatigue nga ma-experience ato ang mga residents, are there any like diseases din po nga na-monitor nato sa SPMC nga nagtaas due to sa ating extreme temperatures karon po?
I think po yung mga respiratory illness kasi laging nasa mall yung mga tao kasi sobrang init. So, then hindi na rin tayo nagmamask. Pero COVID-wise po, wala na masyado. So that's good news. Pero the respiratory illnesses like flu, andyan lang naman talaga siya lagi.
Do we have any number on that po, data on that, like pila ra ka buok or like in a day, pila atong makater nga kaning mga patients with respiratory illnesses po, Doc?
I'm sorry, I don't have the data with me, but I can ask. Then I can contact na lang a representative here, then give it to you.
Sige, thank you po. Thank you.
This is for Ma'am Sherlyn. Ma'am, may we know the data po kung ilan po yung nag-avail ng solo parent na services this year compared po sa last year?
Okay, so now, services na nag-avail, no? I don't have the data, ma'am, na dala sa services na naka-avail ng mga solo parents. But kato siya ako na-mention gaina is, kato na to siya mga naanagi solo parent IDs na mga data. So, dili lang siya sa Davao City, but also whole na gid siya Davao Region. Ang kato siya nga data na-mention gaina.
Ma'am, paunsa po nato i-encourage ang ato ang LGUs para po mapadali or mapapaspas po ang kaning pag-avail aning 1,000 per month na subsidy since wala po man pud sila nakahimo og ordinance. So paunsa nato sila encourage na para mahimuan na.
Okay, so actually we have the consultation dialogue jud anin no. Kay mao man jud na importante nga mamitingan gyud ni together with the LGUs. So last year kasi October nagawas naman gud ang katong DILG nga guidelines na kabahin sa subsidy, not also the subsidy but also the katong uban pa nga mga benefits na ma-avail sa solo parents. So kato siya is mo gid to siyang hisgutanan sa puhon na maabotay na consultation dialogue together with the LGU. So mag-set pa mig schedule for them kay para at least sa ilaha pong level makuha na gyud nila, ma-request na gyud nila ang katong dapat na makuha niya. Mo to siya ginaingnan namo sila nga this is the preparatory stage. So kailangan gyud nga naa na sila data for those nga qualified sa subsidies kay kung maaprobahan, so mas nindot na next year mag-start na gyud tanan.
Thank you, ma'am. To RD, you have mentioned earlier po na you have encouraged also the private sector about the work from home setup due to the high heat index dito po. Paano po yung mga masyadong exposed po sa field? How about them na hindi po talaga hindi sila pwedeng mag-work from home because they are more on sa field nag-work. So how are we going to set policies or maybe regulations for them para maiwasan po yung...
That is a good question also. Si Miss Maya and Mai. Actually, the mandate coming from our office is to highly encourage the establishment, the employer, to facilitate and address this El Nino phenomenon. See to it that workers also must have this decent and healthy environment. So the question is, what would then happen to those who are engaged in the field? Actually, the office had said the employer has to see to it that this El Nino phenomenon must be addressed. So, design yun sa employer, how he could facilitate an advanced employment without jeopardizing productivity. So, nandun pa rin sa prerogative na employer because the office had said, encourage employer and establishment to address the issue of this El Nino phenomenon in the work environment. So, ang employer ang magmutanaw kung maski mo gawa, dili ka mo trabaho diya, pero it does not compromise or ang imong produktibo nimo dili mausab.
Okay, last na lang po on my end, RD. Is it safe to say po na okay lang or is a prerogative of the employer to change the scheduling of the work hours?
Yes, that's part of the prerogative of the employer to change work arrangement provided that the employee must not be walang mga diminutions of any benefits.
Thank you, RD.
Question for Attorney Randolph. Sir, yung job fair ngayon May 1, mas malaki siya compared sa katong last April 10 na job fair?
3.
Nini, katong April 10 na this year.
Sa SM daw to?
Oo, yes.
Actually, di na ako ma-monitor kung asa ang mga jobs fair ba. Yeah, that's correct. Pangalan ni mo si
Sir Gio po.
Sir Joe?
Gio.
June.
Gio.
Mas dako ni.
Okay.
Kay kani manggod nga activity is highlighted for our Labor Day. And our Labor Day, we're celebrating the 122nd Labor Day celebration of Dolly with this team sa Bagong Pilipinas, Manggagawang Pilipino, kabalikat at kasama sa pag-asenso. So, dako ni siya nga event because this is a simultaneous activity that the whole nation and the whole regions of Dole address this activity on May 1, the jobs fair, of which in our region, mayroon tayong 3 job fair sites, simultaneous, yung sa Davao City, SM, Gaisano Grand Mall, Digos City in Davao del Sur, and Gaisano Mall in Tagon in Tagum City. So, our office, particularly the central office, has mandated us that each province in our region must facilitate any job fair on May 1. Pero ang uban manggo natong mga probinsya, dili sila kahatag og job fair or job vacancies. Kay ang kasagaran, diri man mga ni sa ato ang mga major cities, nag-establish tag job fair last year in one of our province. Ubalhin man gyapon diri sa pinakaduol nga mga dagkong cities kay diri gusto mo anhi ang ato mga applicants. Kaya nga ato pong arrangement sa ato ang job fair o job fair, i-mold nato kay para nga ato pong mga aplikante convenient pod siya nga mo-apply trabaho. Mo-apply trabaho pag uman pwede na siya mag-window shopping or mag-malling.
Attorney, pa-clarify lang din, kaning 7,524, all 3 sites ni siya, no?
Actually, the vacancies for these three job fair, 7,524, but it is the whole region. Yung mga employers natin that they are willing to participate, 105 of those who are willing to participate, and out of that category, out of that 105, 97 local employments and 8 overseas. That is the regional operations.
Okay. Pila ang vacancies sa Davao and pila ang participating employees?
Sa Davao City, as registered applicants, natay vacancies 2,218. And then the pre-registered applicants for now, mayroon na tayong 669 for Davao City alone. Now for Tagum, mayroon tayong vacancies of 1,372, and as of now, mayroon tayong pre-registered applicants of 613, and Davidigo City, 773 pre-registered applicants, and a vacancy of 2,254, a total of 5,844. This is not the latest one kasi hindi pa na-consolidate ang DMW at saka yung mga latest natin yung nag-registered at saka yung nag-signify ng mga job vacancies. And for the total of these pre-registered applicants for the 3 sites, may naatay 2,055 registered or pre-registered applicants. Na we also encourage, as our office would say, job fair, we encourage everyone to pre-register online for faster and easier process on the actual job fair registration. Link are now open on the website or the official Facebook site of DOLI, Department of Labor and Employment, Davao Region.
Last question na lang din, attorney. Nakay-idea katong mga success tong April 10? Like, daghan ba na-employed during that job fair?
Mo po ni pangutana ganiya sa ko atong kuan ba? Rate sa 2023. Karon lang nihatag og feedback ako ang staff at I would say, gamay ra gyud ang kasagaran hard on the spot. Wala, di sana ko mahatag, pero I don't know if the Davao City Field Office could give me as fast as I have asked with the data of 2023, but if there is, I would re-echo and cascade this information. But I would be sure na gamay ra gyud ang hard on the spot.
Sige.
Sa April 10 ata, SM ang kuan yun, nag-hiring.
SM, yes, correct.
SM.
And sir, may last question. And question to
Isa?
Isa naman nag-guest. To Dr. AC Joy, Doc, regarding sa kanang hydration ganito battle tung heat, nag-advise pud mo mag-drink o kanang mga electrolytes, like kanang Gatorade, even coconut water?
Regarding that, sir, we advise the use of aerosol, not Gatorade, kasi mas hypertonic po siya sa composition ng blood natin. So we advise aerosol than Gatorade. We actually don't recommend drinks such as Gatorade.
Any brand no na electrolyte drinks?
Basta oral rehydration salt, you can ask that sa pharmacy po. And then cost-effective po siya.
Yung coconut water, okay lang din siya, ma'am. Kasi daw may electrolytes daw yan. Sabi ng trainer ng ko.
Regarding coconut water po, I haven't come across readings regarding its benefit for the prevention of heat stroke. But based on my knowledge, I suggest water or aerosol.
Sige, thank you.
Okay, may actually natanong na to, Doc, no? Daghan og nagapangapi bisan init ang panahon. Na by health risk ang pag-inom og hot coffee bisan init ang panahon. Even nagabulalo and hot bulalo. Meron ba ng health risk? sa internet, sa Facebook.
Yung context is drinking coffee during...
Init na panahon.
If nasa aircon naman kayo, why not? No, even if tolerated ng health condition nyo. Kasi the heat stroke naman, it occurs if like na-overwhelm yung body mo because of the elevated temperature of the environment. Pero pag hindi ka naman siguro iinom ng coffee, tas tirik yung araw sa labas, ibang usapan na po yan. Baka iced coffee yung need mo doon.
There's this kasi mga college students na nagreklamo sila kay gusto nila lighter clothing, lighter. Do you recommend na yung mga tao instead mag long sleeves, init, they will wear lighter uniform?
Yes po, isa po siya sa recognized na prevention strategy to prevent heat stroke. Use light-colored, loose, lightweight clothing. And if you see a person with signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion or heat stroke, one of the first aid is actually to remove the excess clothing if naka-jacket siya.
Advisable ba na maligo pag everyday?
Maligo everyday? Yes po.
Doc, this is something trivial. I don't know if it's a myth or if it's fact na hindi daw pwedeng uminom na malamig na tubig right after exposure to sunseat.
I think it's a myth po. Kasi if my heat exhaustion symptoms, we recommend giving the person, if awake siya, cool fluids. Not alcoholic beverages po. Water, probably juice.
So it's a myth.
Mm-mm.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc.
Good morning to attorney. RD, sagad man good sa mga jobs fair is gamay ragyod ang mga hire on the spot. Bro, kung nadungog nga daghan. Question is, naabay data as to katong wala na hire on the spot, pila sa ilaha ang na-hire gyud, successfully na-hire overseas and local employment?
Thank you, Sir
Mike.
Sir Mike. Your concern is also the concern of the operation of DOLI as well as the central and the regional. The data would speak of these numbers, vacancy, but the data also speak of this number of those hired on the spot. And we're challenged with that, even our usage of the employment and secretary. But ganon, you know, we encourage, and even as employer, you have registered these vacancies. Why is it that konti lang yung nag-employ? You know, even in my speech in the opening sa job fair, hope the employer could give more employment. Kasi ang laki ng numbers eh. Ang laki ng binigay nyo, ang dako kayong number yung yatag niya, po rin yung mahatag niya empleyado. Naabang bugod ni sila, Sir Mike, napugod ni sila kaning gitawagin na to management prerogative. Yeah, that is the vacancy we offered. But those people who are applicant, hindi tumugma ng this is how they would justify. Others, kulang sa mga requirements that need follow-up. Pero most of the questions asked, but kunti? The answers of the employer, oo nga, pero hindi naman nagmamatch sa prerogative or yung gusto ng mga employer. Kasi even if they are the minimum requirements considered, pero yung mga particular ba, yung sa mga interview, how they dress up themselves, and how they would have to deal people, tinitingnan din yung mga employer. Prerogative kasi nila yun eh. We cannot dictate on that because this is their choice. The only thing is when they are employed, there must be a protection from labor if they are employed. But as to the prerogative of the employer to hire, sa kanila yung choices eh. Kaya sinabi ni giingon namo sa mong sekretary o sa among USEC, kami sad ana mo pa mong concern. Dako kayo ta og vacancies, pero gamay ra tong murag kung sa kwan ba murag failure ang ato ang tanaw gani. Pero at any rate, not only that they are those hired on the spots, mayroon din silang those people who had been waiting for employment considering that they are lacking of documents. Mayroon pa sigurong kukunin ang employer to bring additionals so that their requirements can be also complete.
Sa mga job fair, example, ang Labor Day, pila ba ang pondo nga ginabubuan na sa DOLE for that specific event?
Ron, gitagaan namin o for all sa among the whole region is 1 million and we have 5 provinces. Amo nang i-divide the facilitation of that. We also have to coordinate peso and also yung atong mga applicants as much as we could, matagaan na to og snacks ba or pamainit. Or butangan na to kanang at least manis na sa mall tapos sila makaon after that. Ang gihatag yun minimal amount ra yun. We need also a help from our local governments and there are also some other agencies partner. They also willing to bring out from their pockets for the snacks and also for accommodations of our applicants. And we are very proud that ISM also give this kanang venue for us to facilitate our jobs fair. Kay maglisod na ba mi kung wala may area? Mubayad pa mi or ang area init kayo, labi nag ka ng mga local government, ka ng mga gymnasium, wala na yung mga air condition, disud kayan. It's not comfortable for us, at the same time, not good also for our applicants. And one of the best thing of this, we see to it that our applicant also convenient, at the same time, pwede sila mag-malling after our job applications.
Free sa SM?
Natay memorandum of agreement.
Okay, we'd like to thank our guests for coming over. We'd like to acknowledge the presence of our Regional Director of Philippine Information Agency, Rene Carbayas. Sir, open message po.
Magandang umaga. Mag-opening po ba ako? Sige, we'd like to thank siguro lang ang atong mga guests karong adlaw. I would like to introduce myself. Ako po si Rene Carbayas, ang bagong regional head for the Davao Region. So I just came back from the 2021 na-assign ko diri. That's the post-pandemic time. So the region is not new for me. Gikan kog sa Buanga Peninsula. So kita-kits na lang ta. So we look forward to more engagement, especially with our media partners and our partner agencies, lalo na po yung DSWD na damo kayong ang kalihukan na himuon ug mga programa on the ground. Thank you for coming today. So, kato lang po sa ngayon. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back, sir. Parting statements, we'd like to thank our guests from DSWD, SPMC, and DOLE 11. Parting statement, again, Ma'am Charlene.
Okay, on behalf sa among Regional Director, Attorney B. Vanessa Gukong. So we are truly grateful today to invite us para amo ang mahisgutan kung unsa man ang kani nga balaod sa solo parent. And if you have any concerns sa community-based services section, you can call us on our hotline number 0930-535-6156.
Thank you again for PIA for inviting us to give us the opportunity to give the public the information about our program, the ECT program, the Emergency Cash Transfer, and also to clarify all the things na nagawas no nga medyo dili mao ang numbers. So this platform no give us the opportunity na ma-clarify ang mga programs and datas. Thank you po.
Yes, sir.
Thank you PIA. We'd like to take this opportunity kay karon ang time na ma-share na mo ang pilot project na ginatawag na Project Solo. And for next year, kasi we will be going to different municipalities para ma-adapt nila and ma-replicate nila kaning program Solo na nagatubag dili only katong sa economic side sa services for solo parents but on the parental care and yung pag-break ng stigma and discrimination sa ating mga solo parents. Thank you.
I would like to thank the Philippine Information Agency for this initiative. I hope that the public was able to learn more about heat stroke and how to prevent it. That's all.
So, RD?
Before I have to give my last words, I just have to answer the question, yung how many hired on the spot during the April 10 jobs fair. Number of employers participated, 39, with applicants of 1,183 registered, but we only had hired on the spot 73. Gamay jud gyapon kayo. So my parting words, this coming May 1, as our 122nd Labor Day celebration of Dole, not only that we have this jobs fair, but we also have this kadiwa ng Pangulo para sa manggagawa. We also the activity of Dole Integrated Livelihood Assistance Award or CAS Assistance for our livelihood. We also have this tupad o tulong panghanapbuhay para sa displaced or disadvantaged workers or emergency employment. We also have a GIP Cares and a Labor Education Forum and also a tripartite industrial labor tripartite council Labor Day Basketball League. But this activity has already started today. 1 week kasi yung namin May Labor Day. So for these Labor Day activities, 7 are outlined or highlighted activities. Thank you very much. Hope you would enjoy our kapihan with the facilitation and the initiative of the PIA, to my classmate Rudolph and the new regional director, and to all our media practitioners and all our here present. Daghang kayong salamat. Hope the questions and answers would also provide more information to our constituent here in the region, and it would also educate us with the programs that we cater from the PIA, also from the DOLI, the SPMC, and also from the DSWD. Sa inyong tanan, mayong buntag o daghang salamat.
Okay, daghang salamat, classmates. Sayang wala si atong classmate to, si Attorney Van Van. Wala mo nag-abot last week na siya. Okay, thank you so much. We'd like to thank SMCT Davao and Krispy Kreme for the delicious donuts and coffee. Till next week, more relevant to be discussed.